Edwards-Helaire, his yards per carry is 4.3 for his career. He had 13 rushes for 46 yards, which is 3.5 yards per carry. And for me, I'm gonna blame the O-line here because they need a little bit more time. We're in week 2, week 3, whatever you want to call it. They need a little bit more time to develop some chemistry here. So for me, I'm gonna blame the O-line on this one.
I'm blaming Clyde. I'm blaming running backs. Period. Yeah. I think the O-line's doing their
should they be
jobs.
Jamal Charles and make chicken shit out of chicken salad or chicken shit?
Chicken shit.
Yeah, Clyde running right. So Clyde has 89 yards and a fumble this year in 2 games.
Yeah.
Granted, they were against pretty good defenses still. As a team, we're 135 yards, 41 attempts total, 2 touchdowns. We were hoping this year with a new line that we would be a rushing team, right? Like this was kind of our hope. Like, hey, we're gonna be able to run the ball.
It's one fucking fumble, Tanner. One fucking fumble. You got to try to hold him accountable for one fumble?
Yeah, I am. Especially when they're in your game-winning drive. First off,
that's fine.
Take care of it. But, what's our expectations of this running game? What are our expectations?
Are obviously an improvement.
Do you want to run 60 to 80 yards per game, or are we looking for 120 yards to 160 yards per game? Expectations.
Efficiency. That's all that should matter the most. It doesn't matter how many attempts or how many yards you get. Efficient. When you have the ball in your hands, be efficient. Averaging 3.3 yards per carry, or like what Jason just said, 3.7 yards per carry for Darrell Williams for his career, that's not good enough.
No.
We need 4.5. We need 5 yards per carry. That's what I want to see for this rush offense.
I'm fair with
These guys are not doing that at all right now.
And Darrell Williams, he came in last game and he rushed for -2.
Right, and 3 carries. So
that's
perspective
tough.
a little bit, but
3 carries, -2 still. That's not pushing it forward. So it could go back to the line of not doing a running game, but they're protecting our guy Patrick Mahomes.
I just think that at the end of the day, the running backs are going to do their job. I understand Clyde fumbled the ball, but he's going to learn from his mistake. He's not going to fumble the ball in the fucking playoffs when the game's on the line. And that for me, that's the biggest thing for me is he's going to learn from his mistakes.
Yeah, he's going to learn from his mistakes, but I also want to see a better production from Clyde Edwards-Helaire overall because since I think it was Week 7 or Week 8 last year against the Bills, he had 161 yards rushing in that game, and ever since then has not really done much. He's had injury problems, had a high ankle sprain, and so through over that time, that's been fine. Guys have injuries. That's normal, whatever. But here's the thing. The guy has not proven anything yet to be making mistakes and be able to get away with it. And I've talked about this with Jamal Charles in the past, where Jamal Charles hit some fumbleitis. He was a fumbler in his career with the Chiefs. And here's the thing. He was allowed to do that and get away with it, and we could forgive him. You know why? Because he was electric on the field. The guy was a playmaker. Anytime he had the ball in his hands, it could go for 60, 70, 80 yards, and Chiefs record 94 yards in one play. But here's the thing, is that Clyde has not done any of those things yet. He's not been explosive. He's not made impact plays yet for the team. And so I think that's something that we're lacking, and Clyde does not get a free pass on his mistake and on his fumble in this game we just had against the Baltimore Ravens.
No. Yeah, and that's my point. I'm not going to give him a free pass, but I am willing to give him a pass for this one fumble that he made.
Just remember,
people think this is a catastrophic fumble, and it was, but I'm willing to give him a free pass this one time. And see how he responds to that.
But I remember going back. I remember this week so far. I heard one compared Kareem Hunt fumbled the ball once too. Well, yeah, that was early in the game in Week 1. It wasn't a game-winning drive.
That was literally his first play ever.
Yeah,
and he's never fumbled against.
And it was early. Yeah, it's early on. This is not a game-winning drive.
And Kareem was very efficient within this offense. He averaged I think 4.2 yards a carry, which isn't phenomenal. But when it came to getting first downs, he had the strength to power through those tackles and make plays.
I don't have too much to say about Kareem Hunt because he likes to kick women. That's we'll leave it at that.
Sometimes they deserve it.
Oh good Lord! So seriously, that's a debate for another day. Shall we call it that?
Sure. Good roundhouse kick every once in a while doesn't do any harm, right?
So rough.
All right, guys. Well, you guys have settled the debate, I think, a little bit. Now, back to the offensive line point, I saw Trey Smith get pushed back quite a bit throughout this game, and they're not pretty right now. The offensive line does still need to gel a little bit together. The rookies need to come in clutch a little bit better. We ran to the right a lot. Like, I'd like to run to the left a little more, where you got your big boy Orlando Brown Jr. over there.
And Joe Thuney right there, baby.
Joe Thuney.
Let's go.
But here's the thing, Tanner. Why do you keep running to the right? I saw that too many times, and that's confusing me because when you're playing in a big-time game like that, like, save that stuff when we're playing, I don't know, some little pussy willow team like the Texans or something. I don't know.
Maybe it's Creed's strong point, and he can get across quicker. I don't know. There's something with it.
You got to go to the left, where you have your newcomers, you have your big dudes over there, and the guy you paid as the top left guard in the entire league this past offseason. Mm-hmm. So that's got to come into account. And I think we're going to figure this out, you guys. Chiefs will figure this out. But as of right now, they are failing in the run game, and they're failing at stopping the run.
Yes, they are.
And so that is an issue. Either way you want to look at it, no matter what, right now, there's a lot to work on. All right, guys. So Chiefs-Chargers coming up this weekend here at noon. And so, obviously, this is not going to be an easy game. The Chargers are a good team. Justin Herbert coming into year 2 is really trying to mature himself a little bit. I did see him he still makes bonehead mistakes every once in a while. Like, you can tell he's just a young dude. He's making some, errors here and there. He's not quite as savvy and like Patrick Mahomes when it comes to passing the ball. But Herbert still has great ball placement. I saw a throw he had made to Austin Eckler during the game last weekend. That was literally a 30-yard handoff. It was literally Eckler's streaming downfield, and he places the ball so perfectly in the guy's, like, right in his elbow, in the inside of the elbow, in the shoulder right there, and it was just in stride. There was even coverage on top of Eckler. It was just Herbert has amazing talent, you guys. Mm-hmm. So let's not forget about that in this game. Keenan Allen still, as we know, has been a superstar in this league for a while. He's consistent. You know what you're going to get at Keenan Allen. Mike Williams is a touchdown machine. Oh, they're good for the red zone. And they got Jared Cook on offense, of course. Defensively, Joey Bosa's, healthy right now, so that's good for them. Mm-hmm. And Derwin James is back from his injury as well. So those guys are rolling. Now, that doesn't mean there's not problems there with that team, because I think we're looking at the Chiefs and Chargers right now. Chargers are sitting at 1-1. But the Chargers also have given up 162 yards per game so far on the ground and 177 in the air. So against the pass, they're actually doing better than they are on the ground. They are third to last against the run. So, guys, speaking of Clyde, this is his chance going against a team currently ranked third to last and giving up rushing yards right now. This is the chance to make the run game work again, to get back on pace, because this is, you got to get a rhythm going here a little bit. So, anyways, guys, I want to hear a little bit of your thoughts on the Chiefs Chargers.
Yeah, I don't care if you want to make the run game better again. I don't care if you want to make America great again. Whatever the fuck you're talking about. The bottom line is here, people want to know how to bet on this game. And I've had so many people come up and talk to me and say, I'm taking the Chargers in this game. And, the Chiefs are -6.5. And I totally disagree with the people that are going to bet on the Chargers in this game. I think the Chiefs are going to cover. We all know that Justin Herbert is amazing. He won the Rookie of the Year, and I get that. But in the medium to long term, Justin Herbert is going to be an amazing quarterback. But we're talking about the short term here. And the Chargers are number 1 in the NFL in penalties. And that's the problem I have with the line on this game. Chiefs favored, -6.5. You've got Patrick Mahomes pissed. Okay? You've got Clyde Edwards-Helaire pissed. Okay? Because he just fumbled the ball. Travis Kelce, he's pissed because, you know why? Everybody's out there saying, Derwin James is always shut your ass down. Right? That's not going to fucking happen this game. Tyreek Hill is fucking pissed. You know why? Because he scored 5 fucking fantasy points in the last game. Okay? So, Chiefs -6.5. They're going to cover that fucking spread. Okay? As much as I love Justin Herbert, as much as I love that Chargers roster, it's not going to happen in this fucking game. Okay? So I'm going to take the Chiefs to cover. I got the Chiefs like 35-28. So it's probably going to be worse than that. But it's not my easy money bet of the game, but it probably should be. What do you think about that, Tanner?
It's interesting. It's interesting right there.
They're going to cover it, dude. Yeah, they're going to cover.
You know they are. You had a lot there. And
they're going to cover.
I think they will cover. I think it'll still be a close game, but I think they will cover in the end. So, guys, this might be the game that we've been waiting for. This might be Clyde Edwards' game. It might be the game.
Everybody's pissed.
Antonio Gibson, 159 yards, week 1.
What? Antonio Gibson?
Antonio Gibson had 159 yards week 1.
Okay.
On 33 attempts. Week 2, they faced the Cowboys. The Chargers did. Tony Pollard. Pollard led the rushing game. 123 yards and a TD. Ezekiel Elliott, 104 yards and a TD. This is Clyde's game. Clyde's game. This is his big explosion game you've been waiting on since the Bills.
It's been a while. He's due for one, Tanner. And to the Tony Pollard point right there, a lot of those came actually on reverses and some end-around type of style of runs. And so the Chiefs might actually be more effective running or handing the ball off to actually Mecole Hardman or Tyreek Hill in this game. So you could see some reverses here in this game that would work quite well.
The whole fact was that the 3 main running backs in these last 2 weeks are above 100 yards. Right? All above 100 yards.
Right. So this is Clyde's moment.
Let's go.
To
right here.
Prove himself.
It's time.
And this, honestly, if he goes out of this game right here against the Chargers, shits the bed again, I mean, they might close the book. I mean, we might say, okay, we've seen what he is. He's a scat backup running back. He's not worthy of being the RB1 for the Chiefs.
No, he's just a receiving back.
So we'll have to look at it that way if things fall that way.
So, but outside of that, guys, look, Chargers offense, like Mike said, look, they're good. They're good. They're going to put up plays. They're going to throw it deep on you. They're going to throw play action at you. It's going to be a struggle. I have a feeling we're going to see another struggle with the defense again. They're the whole reason why it's going to stay close. I don't think Patrick Mahomes makes those dumb mistakes like he did last week with that interception late. I agree with Jason here. I think they cover, though. I think they cover the bet, and Chiefs win on this one.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about the Chargers defense right now and their biggest weakness right now is in their linebackers. Mm-hmm. And I know I personally am a big fan of Kenneth Murray, the linebacker they got from, I believe, OU is where he went to school.
Yep.
I think he's a great athlete, big size. He's actually a guy I wanted the Chiefs to look into. The Chargers ended up kind of stealing him from us, I think, in the second round of that draft. But they got to get pushed, no matter what, up to that second level on the D offensively, on the offensive line, Tanner. And so when we're talking about Clyde, talking about some of his issues, and he's a little slow at times, but the offensive line has to prove themselves and prove their dominance right now and their strength in their run game and get to that second level meaning get to the linebackers. Right. So get through those defensive linemen, get those guys off your block, and then move upfield to the linebackers. Once you can block the linebackers, then Clyde has space to work with and can run for chunks of 15 to 20 yards. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm looking for. Now, to me, just stop Keenan Allen, stop Austin Eckler, which easier said than done. Chiefs win easily on that one because.
So I want to put this to you guys. I want to know what you guys would fucking bet on with the Chiefs minus 6.5 because I'm going the Chiefs are going to cover that shit. So what do you want? Would you take the Chargers? Would you take the Chargers and the points?
No, I think Chargers cover this.
I think
Chargers cover. I think Chargers are within 6 points of the Chiefs. I think this is close.
I think Chiefs cover.
So you're saying the Chiefs win by 7, maybe?
By 7.
At least 7.
At least by a touchdown.
Yeah. Okay. This is everybody on that team. Like I said, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Mahomes, they're all fucking pissed. And as much as I believe in Justin Herbert in the season-long bullshit, he's going to have a great season. It's not going to happen in this fucking game.
I think this game you're going to see the Chiefs kind of come more down to, hey, we're not going to be all fancy. We're not going to be dumb about stuff. We're going to make sure we protect the ball, and we're going to try to go get the ball.
Yeah, it's like...
That's all it is. That's all it is.
This is not my easy money game of the week like I told you guys, but it's kind of a hint. I'm giving you guys a hint out there. If you want to make some easy money, just take these little hints that I'm giving you across the board.
All right, guys. Well, anyways, we've seen now 2 weeks of the NFL unfold, and I think we have some interesting things to look at here. You have a couple surprises, a couple things that are, we should expect. I mean, whenever we're sitting there seeing Cooper Kupp have 4 touchdowns, I expected that. That's why I drafted him in my fantasy league. Mm-hmm. Russell Wilson's still putting up numbers. Kyler Murray doing exactly what I thought he was going to do so far to this point in the season. Patrick Mahomes putting up good numbers in fantasy. So overall, I think we're seeing a lot of what we expected so far. I think right now, for me, I am impressed with Mac Jones for the Patriots. I think Mac Jones right now is throwing for 74% completion percentage right now, keeping things short, keeping things easy. James White, as I predicted, is an important piece of this offense because he's the easy check down running back / receiver kind of a style that fits perfectly for Mac Jones's or what he's going to need. Because they have shitty receivers, guys.
Oh, yeah.
The Patriots receivers are complete dog shit. And so I think that it's one of those things where
it's awful.
He just has to work with what he's got. He's got 1 touchdown in the year, no picks, which that goes a long way as a rookie. And you guys know how much Bill Belichick hates turnovers. So, Belichick's beaten to Mac Jones' head. Don't turn that fucking ball over. And Mac Jones is not turning that fucking ball over.
No, he's not.
So, one touchdown, no picks. Now, 1 touchdown's not.
It might be low-scoring games he's playing in.
Sure,
but except for last game. Last game they did put on points, but still, like that's the whole point. It's protecting the ball.
Yeah, schematically, they still know what they're doing over there in New England. Even though they might lack the firepower of the quarterback quite being like Tom Brady, or the receivers being like Randy Moss and Welker and everything else they've ever had. Yep. The Troys and the David Givens. All the other guys, all the other guys. I get
sure you're not talking about. No, he meant to say Ernest Givens from the 1980s.
Not Ernest Givens.
I've got his rookie card, by the way. Ernest Givens.
Thinking of a few different receivers they've had in the past, actually, and just kind of compiling them in my brain. But so, anyways, guys, I got that. Like Mac Jones looks good. I think overall, I think he's going to actually be a really, really solid player in the league due to the coaching of Bill Belichick, which Mac Jones will be around longer than Belichick will at this point. So keep that in mind. So look for that in the future to unfold. Maybe when they build the team around him, he'll become really good. And Arizona 2-0, exactly like I expected.
Yeah, I like it.
My favorite NFC West team.
Favorite? Really?
They are my favorite NFC West team.
All out of everything. Okay.
Oh, Cardinals? I love the Cardinals, guys.
Okay. They're fucking amazing.
I've been talking about the Cardinals for weeks.
They're amazing.
All right, guys. So here's my kind of like take back, my thoughts, my takeaways from 2 weeks here. How great not only is the NFC West division, but the AFC West division is going to be this year.
Oh, they're fucking amazing.
Like, those are the 2 best divisions per conference. Easy. And it's proven. They've proved it through 2 weeks, through exciting games, through just stats galore. So let's go to the AFC West real quick. We have Teddy. Teddy, guys, came out firing. He's found receivers. Jerry Jeudy goes out hurt. Guess what? Cortland Sutton, you're ready to play, baby. And he blew up again. Teddy has Broncos 2-0, and they're beating up on the bad teams that they're supposed to. They will cause havoc in this division. Derek Carr leads the league in passing. And I mean, that defense is nasty as well. So I like Derek Carr. The Chargers are really talented. As we saw, they come back with close games. It might be another year where they just lose those heartbreakers. Chiefs have Mahomes. They shit all over the place. He'll score, and you'll have to force with not only his teammates on offense, but that defense will come along. NFC West, guys. Stafford, perfect fit for that offense. Can you disagree on that one?
Oh, I love Stafford right now with the Rams.
Cooper Kupp monsters.
It's wonderful. I love seeing him successful right now. Yeah. I love seeing him enjoying playing football because the guy deserves it. The guy's been a warrior with the very shitty Lions team for quite a while.
I think that's helped the defense out, too, for the Rams because they've played.
Well, they're motivated because they know they got a great quarterback with them now.
Now they have somebody to back up.
Have we ever seen something like this before in the past? Like, I know Ryan Tannehill went from the Dolphins and all of a sudden successful with the Titans. But, like, have we ever seen a quarterback go 10 or more than 10 years, actually? He's drafted in 2009 with a team that was disgusting and abysmal. And now all of a sudden he goes to a successful franchise, and we're actually like all excited for him because I've not talked to one person yet who's not excited for Matt Stafford to be on a successful franchise.
And you've never seen anything like this before. Do you know why? Because he's carrying on the torch. Do you know who he's going to carry the torch for? Fucking Barry Sanders, who played on shitty ass teams his whole fucking life.
Why not?
And who else? Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, I was going to say Calvin Johnson.
So Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson. So Matthew Stafford.
He's doing the thing they wish they could have done.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you're trying to say.
Correct.
Okay.
And he got out. He got out. He was the one that got out.
He's got all that bullshit on his back.
He was the one that got out.
Good way to put that, Tanner. He's the one that got away because he escaped the asylum, and he was able to now be free and go to somewhere that's going to be worth it.
And that's why I'm saying it's going to be the Rams and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
That'd be a great game.
Fuck the Bucks.
And so there is a good game coming up though for the Rams. They get the Bucks this weekend.
We'll talk about that here in a few minutes.
Yes, so I'm excited for that. Russell Wilson, guys, Seattle. Look, Russell Wilson's going to need to score like 50 points a game because that defense is not going to hold people. Period. We saw it with the Titans game. Titans came back. Derrick Henry ran all over them. Now he leads the league in rushing after that one game. Like, it's ridiculous. But Russell Wilson's still Russell Wilson. He's still got his weapons. Arizona, they got lucky. They got lucky this weekend with that missed kick. But it was a hell of a game. And we got to see a few guys open up, too, for Arizona as well. Look, they got 4 wideouts that can be forces on that team. Yeah. Moore, Green, Hopkins, and Kirk, guys. Like, this is going to be nasty. That's not even talking about Edmonds and Connor in the backfield right now. So things are happening for them. They have a great defense. I'm excited for them. And finally, the 49ers, look, their defense is going to carry this team throughout the season. And as long as they can stay healthy, all these other teams are going to have issues with this 49ers defense. But it all depends if they can stay healthy. Who cares what Garoppolo or Lance or whoever starting quarterback is? It depends on this defense 49ers. This is 2 exciting divisions this year. I'm taking it away as it's going to be one of these divisions that I will probably watch more of these games than any other games this year by far.
All right. So my biggest takeaways from week 2 in the NFL season is, number 1, Daniel Jones. And I know you guys are out there thinking about the New York Giants because you guys jizz all over them every fucking week. He's got 516 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. He fumbled it once. My biggest takeaway from week 2 is the fact that Daniel Jones, he's in a bad organization. So
awful, dude.
Daniel Jones is the guy. He's my latest as far as organizations to ruin a career. And there's a lot of guys that their quarterbacks, their careers have been ruined. And there's a lot of guys in the works where we talk about Joe Burrow. I mean, I'm a little bit worried about Joe Burrow because he's on the Bengals.
Yeah, that was a little rough.
But I worry about guys that their careers are ruined, a la Andrew Luck with the Indianapolis Colts. They ruined his fucking career. And he was an elite quarterback, but they ruined him. Mm-hmm. And so I'm worried about Daniel Jones. I think he's going to be the latest guy that we're going to look back on his career and say, yeah, they fucking ruined him.
To go back on that point, you're talking about Daniel Jones. I mean, that's a guy that's kind of like the Jets. The same kind of thing that happens with Zach Wilson right now. But the Daniel Jones idea is that he's now in year 3 in the NFL. Yeah, and so it's one of those things where, like, can this guy escape the jailhouse right now of being on a shitty team?
I mean,
give
Sam
himself a chance.
Escaped. Matthew Stafford escaped.
So
those guys are blowing up this year.
Like, you hope for the best for those guys.
Can he escape the Giants?
No. There's no way in hell. No, because his career's over. I mean, he's done.
He was drafted in the first round 3 years ago, which means that maybe he's got 2 years left on his contract before he can leave. And so at that point, I think that's just something to look forward to. Maybe Daniel Jones can get a second option somewhere else to play somewhere else that's going to be worth a shit. Because the Giants are never going to be worth a shit anytime soon. Just put it that way.
No, and I hope he can get out of that situation. But, I mean, if he's done, he's done. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Giants, they very well.
Is he mentally done, though? I don't think he's mentally done.
I don't think he's mentally done. And in the same way that I don't think Ryan Tannehill wasn't mentally done.
Right.
But, I mean, that's my number one takeaway from week 2 in the NFL is, like, I think they are actually going to ruin his career. And it's not something that I wanted to happen, but I think he's cooked. And beyond that, I look at the team rankings and completion percentage. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at the top 5 in the NFL. Baker Mayfield has the number 1 completion percentage in the NFL, 81.6. And then number 2 is Teddy Bridgewater, 77%. So my point is that, like, it's a little bit too early in the season to try to rank these guys, you know? Because
no, it is. It's way too
early. Nobody's going to take Baker Mayfield and Teddy Bridgewater and say, oh, those are the top 2 motherfuckers in the NFL. No, it's never going to happen. But at the same time, we got to take this shit seriously. So Dak Prescott is number 3, and he's 76% completion percentage. So for me, I think the breakout candidate of the year is going to be Dak Prescott. And it's not because I'm a fucking Cowboys fan, because I can't I can't stand the fucking Cowboys. But like, he might be the guy that's going to break out because he's slightly above Patrick Mahomes in completion percentage this year.
Dak also has Ezekiel Elliott running the ball. He has Amari Cooper.
Well,
CeeDee Lamb.
Well,
Tony Pollard.
He's blown up this year. Last 2 weeks.
Tony Pollard's one showing up right now, not Zeke.
Hey, still, it's the whole fact that you have these 2 weapons in the backfield, that you have all your wide receivers, the best wide receiver tandem.
Well,
whatever.
We always knew Zeke and Dak. We knew Dak was going to blow up.
Yeah.
So that was a matter of just seeing it unfold because the weapons they have, as long as they're all healthy, you're all there and ready to go.
And also, if he touched the throw 56 times like he did in week 1, heck yeah, he's going to lead.
Yeah, and I agree with you guys. We all knew at some point that Dak was going to blow up, but we never thought that he was going to be number 3 behind fucking Teddy Bridgewater. Nobody ever thought that shit.
Hey, it's part of early in the season, man.
All right, guys. Any other week 2 thoughts before we move on here to our fantasy segment? No week 2 thoughts. No more.
Oh, man.
That's it for now.
Yeah,
we have a lot. We have a lot of things.
Oh no, I did have another week 2 thought.
Oh no, you haven't.
I did have another thought.
All right.
Well, if you want to just go down the list.
Too late, man.
The number 7. Do you guys want to know who the number 7 player is in completion percentage in the fucking NFL?
Number 7.
It's Taylor Heineken. And I was once told, once upon a time, that if you're a quarterback named after a beer, a la Heineken beer, you're going to be a shitty-ass fucking quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, he looks pretty damn good.
Taylor Heineken is number 7.
He looks pretty damn good.
Overall in the NFL.
And 40 of those were against the Giants.
So get ready to fuck your own ass.
The Bucs playoff
guys.
game.
No, 40. No, right now. Right now.
What are we talking about?
Taylor Heineken.
Taylor Heineken.
3 starts.
No, right now this year, Tanner.
This year. This year.
He's not 3 starts right now.
Okay.
It's 2 games.
I'm saying his only 3 starts is in the playoffs against the Bucs.
Okay.
Right.
And my whole point, guys.
I'm just saying, like, he played a hell of a game.
He played against the Giants.
Okay.
He gets the damn.
Give me a moment here, because Taylor Heineken is a shitty ass fucking quarterback. Okay, you understand?
I don't think he is.
We all understand that. He's the number 7 quarterback in the league.
Keep going.
In fucking completion percentage. Okay, so just hold the horses when you start to talk shit about all these fucking players. You guys are talking shit about Clyde Edwards-Helaire after 2 fucking weeks. Shut your ass. Okay, he's gonna show up eventually. Okay, it's 2 fucking weeks.
All right, let's go fantasy
I don't want to hear shit.
Taylor
fucking asshole.
Heineke. Let's see maybe if
Let's say his name
see how
He's
things go.
He's a great fucking player.
All right,
He's a great player.
All right, get a little wild now. All right, let's move
time
on.
To get wild.
It's more
Let's
important.
do it. Let's do
Things
it
right now, which is your fantasy football team. Those of you out there watching, so your fantasy team matters the most over anything that Taylor Heineken is apparently doing right now. So, guys, we're gonna talk about some must starts of the week. And we both have 2 each, and so they're secrets. We don't even know each other's right now, which is good. So they're probably all going to be different, which is also good news, but around different reasons. And so those of you out there with these players on your team, look at your roster. I want you to understand why you should be taking the players you're taking right now to be put on your starting spot in your roster this week. Or if you're on DraftKings, pick these guys up to be placed in there for a cheap option. These are not obvious choices by any means. Marvin Jones Jr. is my first one for this list. He's got 20 targets so far on the season, which ranks him in the top 10 on targets in the entire league right now. Trevor Lawrence likes him quite a bit so far. So far that matchup's going well. The Jags will be playing from behind against the Cardinals all game long. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. Cardinals will get up early, as we expected, against the Jaguars. And at that point, Trevor Lawrence will probably have to throw the ball 40 to 50 times in this game if they want to have a chance. And so Marvin Jones Jr. will be getting plenty more targets going his way. Currently, he's at 11 catches, 132 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Expect him in this game right here to have roughly around 7 catches for 110 yards and 1 touchdown. And this is a obviously a buy low situation kind of thing coming right here from Marvin Jones Jr. And if you have DraftKings, plug him in as your cheap option. I have one more for you guys. Kenny Golladay, guy that we've kind of all forgotten about. He's got 14 targets so far. He's facing a defense that has given up 8 passing touchdowns in 2 weeks. Are you kidding me? Going against the Atlanta Falcons. So 8 passing touchdowns allowed by the Falcons right now. Kenny Golladay with 14 targets. That's it. So he's absolutely due to have a big game and prove his worth as a Giant. Daniel Jones, Kenny Golladay hook up without a doubt for a touchdown. And Kenny Golladay puts up at least 90 yards receiving. Guys, what do you got?
I got a couple of guys as far as must-starts this week in the NFL, and I'm going to go with number 1, Quintez Cephas. And
Who?
the reason I bring him up
Quintez Fetus?
His name is
Who?
Quintez Fetus.
Fetus.
Quintez Fetus,
okay.
Oh, yeah, I love that shit. But the bottom line with Quintez Fetus is that he had 13 fucking targets in 2 weeks. He had 2 fucking touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. And the bottom line with this guy is, like, you guys have to understand, when you're playing on a college team like the Detroit Lions, they're not even in the NFL. Like, they're going to be coming from behind. And what do you do in fantasy when you're coming from behind? You're going to throw that fucking ball. So we got Quintez Cephas, and I actually think Jared Goff, as shitty as that guy is, Jared Goff is a shitty-ass fucking quarterback, but
He's
guess
your favorite
what?
quarterback.
He's got a hard-on. You know who he has a hard-on for? Quintez Cephas.
DeAndre Swift.
So, I mean, you got to... Tyrell Williams is fucking injured. He's not going to play in this fucking game. So, Quintez Cephas is the go-to guy in Detroit when you're coming from behind, when you're a shitty-ass team, and you're going to throw the ball every fucking down. So, Quintez Cephas is my number 1 guy. After that, I'm going to go with Adam Humphries of the Washington Football Red team. He had 8 fucking targets, 7 receptions, 44 yards last week. And his quarterback is, guess who? It's that Taylor fucking Heineken, the guy that I told you. Well, he's named after.
I'm talking about Heineken.
When you're a quarterback and you're named after a fucking beer, you probably suck. But at the same time, you're going to force feed the same motherfucker that you force fed last week, which is Adam Humphries. So, Adam Humphries, 8 targets last week. I'm going to say he's a must start.
Oh, man. That's classic.
Kieran, who you got?
All right, guys. So here for my must starts this week here is KJ Osborne with the Minnesota Vikings wide receiver. He has been a favorite the last couple weeks for Kirk Cousins. He has 15 targets, 12 receptions, 167 yards, 13.9 yards per reception, and 1 TD. He has also been the scapegoat for Kirk Cousins when Jefferson and Thielen are covered, and as well as Cook. And, I mean, they face Seattle, and we saw what the Titans did in Seattle. They're going to open up that slot game up, and here comes KJ Osborne in. So I'm looking at KJ Osborne to have a really good game this weekend against that Seahawks defense. And then the second one I got here is Dak Prescott, wide receiver for the Colts. Wentz is out, so it's Jacob Eason time. Titans defense has given up the most points to wideouts for the last 2 weeks. Granted, they did play Arizona first week, but they're still giving up tons of points. So I don't see that changing, even with Jacob in there. This guy had 11 targets this season, 9 receptions, and 81 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's been a red zone favorite. Look at Dak Prescott if you're in a deep league here and need to start somebody.
Yeah, Dak Prescott has been really impressive so far. And you guys all out there know, have been following along. I'm a big Michael Pittman Jr. fan, and he's obviously getting involved as well. But I'm curious to see. So you like Eason, Tanner?
I do.
What is it you like about him, and it's going to help this offense?
I mean, he's similar to Wentz in a way. He throw the deep ball. He's going to get the ball to where he needs to be.
He did throw a deep ball interception to Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, I mean he's not starting material yet. He's still a rookie. The guy is going to go out there and air it out.
All right. Well, the Colts game, just save it, dude. This isn't our fucking picks of the week, so just save that bullshit. We're gonna give you the lowdown on that shit. Okay. That could be my easy money bet of the week, right? I'm gonna make people money on that fucking game.
I don't know. We'll have to see on that one.
Let's
see on that one.
All right. Well, now that you mentioned it, Jason, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we are now doing the picks of the week. We got only 5 games this week, so 5 important games. This is where Jason's the money man. He's going to try to make you some money here. I wish I knew. Now, I think at this point, I think I'm still ahead maybe by one game on the pick'ems so far.
I think so.
But I need to go back and recheck on that. But we'll look into that as time rolls on and see who's the leader in the clubhouse here of our pick'ems. But game one, guys, I'm going to kick it off this time with the Chiefs and Chargers. So you guys already gave your input earlier, right? Any final thoughts on Chiefs-Chargers wins and losses here?
No, for me, it's like the Chiefs are due. They're going to tighten up that fucking defense in this one. So I've got the Chiefs covering the spread. I told you guys why. All these fucking offensive players, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, Mahomes, they're all fucking pissed off. They're going to cover that fucking spread. So I'm going to go 35-28 Chiefs, and it could be worse than that. This could be a fucking blowout.
I agree with Jason. I'll go 35-28. I don't see the Patrick Mahomes doesn't throw for 4 touchdowns.
He's pissed, dude.
I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire at least gets in the end zone once.
He's pissed, dude. I've been sitting here all fucking weeks listening to these motherfuckers on the radio saying, oh, Derwin James. Oh, Derwin James. He plays well against Travis Kelsey. Well, what do you think Travis Kelsey's going to do? He's going to fuck him in the ass. Okay?
It doesn't matter.
So we all know that's going to happen.
It doesn't matter if you play well against Travis Kelsey because he just opens up a new game plan for you later on. So it doesn't matter. Chiefs, easy over Chargers.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little closer than you guys both think here. I think that we're going to see a pretty tough game. I think the Chiefs do end up winning this game 27-23. And
don't even score 30?
No, not even 30 against the Chargers.
Oh,
that's going to be fine. They're going to have a different kind of approach, and I think we'll see something different from the Chiefs. And it'll be a close, hard-fought game, but the Chiefs do come out clean because they will run the ball more than they've ran the ball so far this season. And that you'll see that because those can keep the game a little bit closer, but the defense will play better. Mm-hmm. And Herbert gets a late game touchdown to make it seem closer than it really is on the board. So gotcha. I'm going Chargers to cover that point spread we talked about, Jason. So as you guys know. All right, guys. After that, we got Colts and Titans this week. We got the Colts hosting the Titans. So it's in Indianapolis. What do you got, Jason?
I think everybody in this game is going to pick Tennessee. They are favored by 4.5. Tennessee minus 4.5. And when I look at this game, I mean, the Colts nearly upset the Rams. And so the Colts are going to establish the run game. They're going to pull off the upset. Jacob Eason, he's going to be a good game manager in this one. You know, everybody thinks, oh, Jacob Eason, he's a piece of shit, right? Like, just take the Rams or take Tennessee or whatever. I'm going to go with the Colts on this one. So, Colts, they're going to cover the points.
Okay, I like that. I'm going to go Titans for the win on this one. Derrick Henry continues his run of rain or King Henry, whatever you want to call it here. He'll probably go for at least another 80 to 100 yards this week. But look at it to be a running back kind of game. Jonathan Taylor, I think it's going to have another 100-yard game as well.
It's a trap game. This is a trap game.
It's Tennessee's defense is not the same Tennessee's defense we saw last year. This team is struggling in all phases from the offensive side. So we got to look at here at Jonathan Taylor having a good game, and if Jacob can get his stuff right, we'll get some of these receivers here getting some big games. So I'm going to still go Titans though. I think the Titans end up winning it by 10 points actually. 10 points.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good game. I'm looking forward to it quite a bit, even though we're not seeing Carson Wentz in there. I think the Titans are the better team, and I think the Titans do pull away with the win here. Obviously, Julio Jones got a touchdown last week, so he's getting in the mix.
He kind of broke out a little bit, too.
Yeah, so. He's trying to get involved in the offense a
A.J. Brown can't catch a ball to save his life.
But adjust to his new quarterback.
That's otherwise.
And, well, if you don't want A.J. Brown, you got Julio over there, so that's always a cool thing to have, right? So that's something to think about. I think that the Titans definitely win, though, because of the running game and because of the versatility. If they need to pass, they can. Mm-hmm. Colts, Jonathan Taylor, I'm a big fan of Jonathan Taylor. I think he is a very good player. But I just don't think that I could see the Colts out-coaching everything the Titans are doing right now. So I just look at it that way, and I think the better overall structured franchise right now is the Titans. So I'm going Titans on that one. I'm not giving you guys a score because I think it'll be actually a fairly high-scoring game. Mm-hmm. So defense will be out the books on this game. After that, guys, we got one that could be low-scoring, and maybe we got Washington, as Jason calls them, the red team. Washington red team versus the Bills. Versus the Bills in this one. We're at Washington for this one. So what do you guys got for the winner on this one?
Well, first of all, I call them the Washington Red because instead of the football team, I think they should have called their team the Red.
The Red.
Kind of like along the lines of the Syracuse Orange.
Oh, yeah.
They took away the Syracuse Orange men. They just call them Orange. I wish that the you-know-what should have called themselves the Red. But anyway, I'm going to go with, you look at Buffalo. They're minus 8.5 in this game at home, and that's a pretty big spread there. And you got a guy by the name of Taylor Heineken, which I don't know how many times I've said that fucking name on this fucking show.
That poor guy.
I mean, that poor motherfucker. He's throwing for 336 yards in week 2. I think that Buffalo is going to clamp down on the running game this time, and I think that Taylor Heineken drinking all those beers is going to shit the bed this week. So I'm going to go 31-20 Bills. The Bills are going to cover the 8.5 points.
Wow. All right. I like the Bills in this one for sure. I think I agree with Mike. It is going to be a low scoring. Look, the Bills defense here just stopped the Dolphins 35-0, even though Tua went out. The Steelers game was 23-16. These guys are really putting their defense to the test and trying to get everything figured out there. So I think with Washington here, I think they control Washington. I think they control Taylor. I think they control Gibson. And I don't think you're going to have a high rushing game at all for Gibson. I don't think you're going to have you're going to have possibly, I think, 2 turnovers from Taylor. So I'm going Bills over Washington, 13-10. I think it's going to be really low scoring.
I think Heineken, dude. It's Heineken.
Too. Washington,
shut his ass.
Washington has a good defense, without a doubt.
They do. It's going to be kind of a battle of the defense.
So do the Bills. The Bills also have a good defense. Bills are actually top 5 right now in pass defense as far as completion rate, and then they're top 10 against the run. So the Bills have not allowed a rushing touchdown yet this year. So Antonio Gibson is going to be in for a workload if he's obviously involved in this game, and so it's going to be difficult, of course, but I could see the Bills really picking it up and making some plays if Taylor, as Jason likes to say, Heineken is playing all game. There's going to be some mistakes happening, and the Bills will pick him off. Bills also were the best team in fantasy this past week against the Dolphins. Shut them out. Was it 35-0?
35-0.
Yeah. So watch for that again. I mean, that's going to be a possibility, actually. I could see another shutout happening. So
that's
watch for that. Guys, the game of the week, I got the Bills winning. Officially. Since Tanner last year tried to butt fuck me and take away one of my picks.
No, I didn't do that. You did it yourself.
You did.
You did it yourself.
You did. You knew who I was picking.
You did it yourself.
You didn't want to count my picks. I still won the damn thing. All right, guys. Game of the week. Buccaneers versus Rams. I am so excited for this game. I'm almost excited for this game just as much as I am for Chiefs versus Chargers. This is going to be an awesome game. And so for this one here, I can't answer it. Jason, go ahead.
Yeah, you guys, this should have been my easy money game of the week, but it's not. I can't tell you why it's not. It's just not my easy money game of the week. But, Tampa Bay at the Rams. I mean, the Rams are the last NFC team to beat the Buccaneers. And that was without Matthew Stafford. So my prediction in this game is that Tampa Bay is going to shit the bed, especially if Antonio Brown doesn't play in the fucking game due to COVID. And you guys let me know what you think about this. I think Tom Brady, he's smart enough to know that he wants to win playoff games. So I think Tom Brady's going to throw this fucking game. He's going to throw it. So you can take this game to the bank. It's not, just to be clear, it's not my easy money bet of the week. So I don't want to see any of you motherfuckers suing me and taking me to court for this fucking game. But the Rams are going to win this fucking game.
Oh, my God. Tom Brady's not throwing a freaking game. Get out of here,
He throws games. If you're going to play until you're 50 years old, at some point you're going to pick and choose the games that you're going to throw.
Okay.
And I just found this out. This is an insider secret. If you guys want insider secrets, I just found out that Tom Brady wants to play till he's 50.
I'm glad you got that insider
That's a
secret.
long way to go, guys. A long way to go. What are you going to do? You're going to start throwing these fucking regular season games that don't fucking matter.
All right, so, guys, I'm not even gonna go deep into this one because this is just gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be Stafford versus Brady, Kupp versus Evans, Robert Woods versus Godwin. Like, it's just gonna be an insane game. You're not gonna see much of a running attack on either side. Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, Gerald Henderson, Sonny Michel. Nothing's gonna happen. I don't think this time.
To me, it's a defensive battle. I'm excited to see how Aaron Donald does against.
The only way that anybody scores points, it's gonna be like the Dallas game that we saw opening Thursday night, and it's just gonna be your Stafford and Brady are probably both going to throw anywhere from 45 to 60 attempts out there, and it's just gonna be an insane passing game. So if you have receivers on these teams, start them. But I end up thinking that Brady wins this game. I don't think he throws it. I think Brady wins, and I think it's by a field goal.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game without a doubt. But it's going to be tough either way.
Oh,
I think defensively it's going to be fun to watch. You got Antoine Winfield, of course, who showed up and has proven himself a little bit as a player now. And, Devin White, of course, from LSU, has come along, proven himself to be a great linebacker. Levante David, of course.
Pierre-Paul is
all those guys.
Hurt with his hand and shoulder.
Oh, his hand? Did he blow off his other finger?
He might have. I don't know.
Okay.
He forgot to have to do fireworks again.
Yeah, well, I mean, this seems to be a common theme with him. But otherwise, the Buccaneers just have a stacked defense, and so do the Rams. And I'm looking forward to seeing this is an absolute battle of the two best teams in the NFC. And that's why this is going to be a show to watch. This is going to be the game of the week, without a doubt. There will be no other games this week that are as fun to watch as Bucs-Rams because of the talent you have on both ends, offensively and defensively. So I'm very excited. I personally have the Rams winning this game. I think the Rams will end up prevailing in this, and it's not going to be easy.
Put your money down. Throw your money in there.
Not putting my money in there. Not putting my money in there.
Put your fucking money in there.
But I believe in the Rams. I believe in the Rams at home. I will take the Rams at home.
Yes, you do.
Look, East Coast team traveling to the West Coast. I take the Rams here because of that factor alone. So if Tom Brady was still sitting on his little island out there in Florida, then maybe, that would work out differently.
Do you really think that Tom Brady and LeBron James and Michael Jordan gave a shit about regular season games? No, they didn't. They don't care. They only give a shit about the playoffs.
Well, right, because it might motivate Brady to actually lose this game to the Rams because they're going to see them again in the playoffs here in just 4 months.
He's going to throw it. You guys understand Tom Brady's going to throw a game.
What? No.
He's throwing the game.
No.
And you guys will never hear this on any other network. You'll never hear it. I'm trying to warn you guys because I love you guys out there that listen to this fucking show. Tom Brady's going to throw this fucking game, and you fucking know it. And, I hope you listen to me, but if you don't, that's on you, dude. You gotta take my fucking advice, dude.
All right, we'll see how it unfolds and plays out.
He's got to throw that fucking game.
We'll see. If it's close, he's not going to throw it. Whenever he throws games, he shits the bed early and often. He does not lose games that are close. So keep that in mind. But I'm going Rams anyway.
Okay.
So, anyways, guys, we got one more: Seahawks and Vikings. That is our final game of the week. What do you guys got? And this one's going to be a really tough game too.
Jason, is this your easy money?
Yes, sir. It is my easy money bet of the week. I wanted it to be the Tampa Bay Bucks, but I couldn't do it because the Seahawks are favored -1.5 at Minnesota. The Vikings are not going to go 0-3 this year. They have lost back-to-back heartbreakers because of field goals. Kirk Cousins is 0-3 against the Seattle Seahawks since he signed that motherfucking contract with Minnesota. My easy money bet of the week. I mean, Minnesota's going to win this fucking game, guys. You know they're going to win. So, easy money. I'm going with the Vikings on this shit.
Yeah, I'm not going to put much into this one here. I think the Vikings do win, and I don't think they win by a field goal. I think they win by a touchdown. So they don't have to worry about a freaking field goal this week. Just for the fact that Cook is going to play with his ankle injury, right?
Dalvin Cook.
Cook.
I'm with you.
Justin Jefferson. Adam Thielen could have decent games, but I think Osborne, like I said earlier, is going to be one of the keys. And that defense for Vikings is looking pretty damn good. So I'd say I'm not a big fan of Seattle's defense, and Seattle's banged up on the offensive side right now. I truly think it's going to be a game, but it's going to be a victory of more than just a field goal by the Vikings. So I say Vikings by 7.
Jason, does it scare you knowing that the last time the Vikings beat the Seahawks, was 2009.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
that's a big dick right there in your face. So that's going to be
That's your easy money.
So this is the easy money pick of the week. The last time
Take it to the bank.
it was 2009.
Take it to the bank, dude.
So
Take it to the
what
bank.
you're saying is they're due. They're maybe due. I mean, the Seahawks are now in the last 7 in a row against the Vikings, which is crazy to me to think about.
They're not due, man. I'm
They-
telling you that Russell Wilson is going to throw this game in the same.
Okay,
exact
we're
way
going to
that
stop
fucking-
right there.
All right,
No.
all right.
Guys, okay.
Fuck you, dude.
Nope.
Tom Brady.
Nope.
Tom Brady.
Nope. Russell
Tom
Wilson.
Brady. Russell Wilson are going to throw
Russell
this
Wilson
fucking
will
game.
prevail once again, and
Hey,
he will win
Don't
this
lose
game
money
against the Vikings.
You said Russell
Seahawks.
Wilson wins?
Yes, the Seahawks win.
No.
Okay.
Seahawks
Don't lose
Seahawks
money by
win
listening
eight-
to my
Seahawks
fucking
now
partners
win
over here,
8 in
okay?
a row against the Vikings because 2009 was the last freaking
Hey.
year that the Vikings won against the Seahawks.
If you guys listen to me, you'll make money. If you listen to my fucking 2 dildos over here, you're going to lose your ass.
Hey, last
Okay.
year, who was the pick'em champion last year? I was.
Actually, yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Well, what is that based off of?
All the pickings
The
we
picks we
did.
did.
You fucking cheated, dude.
Oh my god.
You cheated.
Guys,
All right.
we're going to wrap it up here, and I appreciate you all checking into our show tonight. And we have a lot to talk about throughout. We're going to do some more TikToks
Yes.
here in the future. We need to get that rolling once again. Follow us on TikTok. We are at Sports Buffoons on all of our social medias. Correct, Tanner?
Correct. Still
Okay.
all sports
Means
fans
Twitter,
everywhere.
YouTube, means Spotify, means
Like,
whatever.
Subscribe,
all that stuff.
follow, download,
Please.
whatever.
We're going to be
I'm in.
here all season long, so stick around for more buffoonery and also some knowledge here and there every once in a while.
Sure.
So we provide a little bit of both of being goofy asses, and we're proud of it. But we also provide some knowledge at the same time, so that's what we do best. So,
Yep.
guys, all right, you guys. I will see you all on the next one.
Yes, sir. Sports Buffoons. We're out.
See you guys.